Give us time.
And it's not very strong to begin with, so.
All right, it is Ellen.
Oh, well.
We are good.
Have through that.
Yeah.
Noise that.
Spaces. Mine's sitting in the wrong spot.
No.
You're
No, you're having No.
fun. Just wonder. Oh, Marion.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started this morning. Abby, we're gonna start with you and we're gonna go around the table and please state who you are, who you're with, and then also something you're thankful for the last year.
Abby Raven, I'm first, okay. A lot to be thankful for. Abby Raven, I have the pleasure of representing CIRTA at the State House alongside Patrick. Something I'm thankful for. I just celebrated my 30th birthday and had all of my best friends from every part of my life together in one place to celebrate. So that was a great time and I am thankful that I've been blessed with such great people. So, yeah.
Good morning, Patrick Tam, represent obviously CIRTA at State House and beyond. Thankful my kids are getting older, but pursuing their passions. My oldest just moved to Phoenix to fly planes 12 hours a day. And then my youngest is playing college baseball in New York City. I'm almost bi-coastal. And then my daughter is still bossing me around at home as a sophomore in high school.
Good morning, Amanda Meyer with CIRTA as the mobility manager and assistant director. I am very thankful, other than family in general, just, having a couple people in my life who've lost their job this year and just the way things have gone for some, like having a great job that I enjoy and that provides for my family.
Hi, I'm Brandy. I'm CSW Accounting, did the finance for CIRTA. Thankful for family. This year, my oldest son got married and found out that him and his wife are expecting their first a little boy in April. So I'll be getting a grandbaby next year. So yeah.
I'm Joe Daly, represent ATU 1070, the local for with Indigo. And I'm grateful for my health, my wife's health and my kids' health. So far, we haven't been too traumatized with some crazy things that can afflict other people. So, yeah.
I'm Christine Altman with Hamilton County. I'm just grateful I have financial stability because there's a lot of people in this world that don't.
Mike Goralski, I'm with Boone County and definitely thankful that I got 2 little kids and none of the bugs that have caught our family yet.
Destiny Wells, Marion County. I am thankful for my family and their good health. I'll do something a little quirky. I am thankful for somebody else in that yesterday, my mom's very good friend, her daughter was announced for a Golden Globe nomination. Her name's Chase Infinity. She's actually from Indianapolis. Her mom's from Martinsville. And it is for, I can't think of the movie. But anyway, you should check her out. She, like I said, she went to North Central. She's an Indiana local and she's up for a Golden Globe. Oh, that's cool.
Ann Poindexter, legal counsel for CIRTA. I am grateful for my family. I'm grateful that my mother still wanted to host Thanksgiving here, although we brought everything. We just had it at her house. And I'm grateful that my 30-year-old daughter, who's not married and doesn't have any children yet, brought her friends to our Thanksgiving. So we had 2 little ones running around the house, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So we had the joyful noises of little ones with their voices and their little feet running around this year.
Nice. I am Jennifer. I'm the executive director of CIRTA. I'm grateful for my family and of course financial stability, but also for 2 brand new 10-week-old little puppies at home who have stolen my heart.
Well, I'm thankful my daughter got married this January to a great guy. And they're doing well. She works for DDOT, which is DC's DOT. She got promoted to a manager about a year ago, and I'm happy about that. Thankful for family overall. And I also was fortunate enough again to train several times over the year to help some folks there, which is near and dear to me.
My name's Don Adams and I'm from Morgan County. And I'm thankful to be here, online, and I was able to get a nice light right up here with Larry. Like we all are, we fortunate for family and friends. And I'm going to add an odd one that I was talking to Larry about. I've got 10 chickens that give me fresh eggs. So I have breakfasts that are delightful, and I'm learning how to make omelets. And these suckers keep laying eggs. I keep eating them.
I'm Linda Sanders and from Shelby County, and I'm thankful that I still have my mom in my life and who's 90 years old and still gets around kicking, and so that's I'm very grateful for that.
Ron Deere representing Johnson County. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
Okay. I'm grateful for my life. As most of you know, I'm on dialysis, and I've had 3 years that extended my life, and they had good days and bad days. Unfortunately, today is one of the bad days, but 99% they're good days. And I'm grateful that I have the ability to still serve community boards. Thank you, and have a good Christmas.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
I'm Larry Hessen from Hendricks County. And other than the obvious, IU Big Ten championship. I too am grateful. My wife and I were just talking the other day. I just turned 83, and my wife and I are in good health, and our children are in good health, and our grandchildren are prospering. So we feel very lucky, very, very happy where we are.
Good morning, Kylene Swackhammer. I am from the DMMPC, Muncie, Delaware County. I would say I'm just thankful that in general, there's still quite a bit of kindness in the world.
Annie Dixon, Indianapolis MPO. I had the chance to travel a lot this year, so thankful for that, and also thankful to be home.
Brooke Thomas, Chief Development Officer at Indigo. All the same things, health and all of that. While I can't root for IU, I am glad Ohio lost. And I'm just thankful that we continue to struggle with an operator shortage and a mechanic shortage. I'm just thankful for those that continue to choose that line of work and get people to where they need to go.
Hi, Andy Kleinman, representing City of Indianapolis. Obviously very, very grateful for my family and their good health and happiness. And I'm also grateful that I get to adjust my bucket list, but I'm not sure how I replace Indiana winning the Big Ten.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's just awesome, and grateful to my wife Christina making a family decision to take everybody to the Rose Bowl.
All right.
It's going to be awesome.
Hi, I'm Chris Petroulis, Program Manager for CIRTA, and I am thankful for my health first and foremost, and for my kids being healthy and on their own. Figuring out life for themselves. And I'm very grateful that my parents are still around. My dad's in his 90s and they're overall in good health. And my mom's in her 80s and she's in good health. So I'm really grateful for having a healthy family.
Good morning, I'm Philip Roth, contract with American Structure Point, vendor for mobility management services for CIRTA. I say that I'm grateful for technology, but I think the events of the past 10 or 15 minutes will have probably proved me wrong there. So I'm just grateful to have you all here. Welcome to our offices, and let me know if you need anything.
Suzanne?
I need you to deliver some of that breakfast food down to me.
Suzanne?
Hey there, I'm Suzanne Darengowski, Hancock County Senior Services, and I am super grateful that I have been able to be in a position to help move my mom closer to me so that I can help her negotiate all the things that I've been helping strangers negotiate for the last 5 years. And then additionally, one of our staff members was involved in a very serious accident yesterday, and she came out with no serious injuries, even though someone else was care flighted out. So we're really grateful for that.
Thank you. Thanks all for sharing a little bit in terms of what you're thankful for. Thanks for everybody coming out today. It's really cold with the wind. So typical for what we get in terms of Indiana. And Phil, I want to say thanks to Structure Point for hosting us. I appreciate it. You've done that now for quite a number of years here. Really do appreciate it. It's closer for me. But we'll go ahead and get started. So, a quorum, correct?
Do a roll call?
Yeah.
Or a roll call? Attendance? Okay, for attendance purposes, Jerry Bridges,
Here.
Destiny Wells.
Here.
Linda,
Here.
Larry,
Here.
Don,
Here.
Christine,
Present.
Joe,
Here.
Ron,
Here.
Suzanne,
Here.
Mike,
Here.
Andrew,
Here.
Colleen,
Here.
and Brooke.
Here.
And I just want to say I'm very thankful that literally every board member that we currently have is currently here today. So thank you for that.
Good.
Yeah.
First thing up is our consent agenda items. That's resolution 2025-12-09-01. If there are not any questions, I entertain a motion for approval. Second.
So move.
Second.
Larry and Linda seconded. So any discussion? If not, all is roll call.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Christine,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Eileen. Aye. And Brooke.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next item up is a new business. First item is resolution 2025-12-09-02, resolution to approve the 2026 CIRTA budget. Jen and Brandy.
All right, so since the last time we have presented the budget to the board in October, we've made some minor changes that I'm going to discuss with you today. First of all, on the budget that you are looking at, and it's on the screen for your convenience, also in your packet. We did split out the revenue from the connectors just for transparency, as they are separate contracts. So that was one of the things we ended up doing. We updated my salary, pretty much meaning on how we are allocating it into what expenses. So we basically just updated it to do what we've been doing this whole year. And then we moved a portion of the public relations yearly cost from the general fund budget line item to move that to the mobility management grants. And a very positive note, back in October, I advised you that we were going to be expecting up to 12% increase in cost for healthcare increases. And Manage Point, who shops for our healthcare insurance, was actually able to get us a plan through United Healthcare that is actually going to save us about $900 for CIRTA, but also for the employees, and has some better out-of-pocket tiers and stuff for the employees. So it was just an overall win-win for all. And Otherwise, those are the changes in the budget from the last time we discussed. Are there any questions for me?
Then you want to, Brandy, talk about how you're gonna end up, at least as of what you look like in terms of what's your balance?
Sure. Can you go ahead and scroll up on the budget to show the bottom of it, please? And over. So this is where we're projected to be. It's a very conservative budget from the perspective, again, of not knowing what will happen in any negative impacts of Senate Bill 1 and partner contributions. So we also have been just working together, Brandy and myself, Amanda and Philip have been taking a look at things consistently just to make sure we have good contingency plans in place for the year. So I'm very happy with this budget. And yeah, just let me know if there's any other questions.
Larry, does anybody from the exec finance want to say anything, or? We already looked at it and we were comfortable with it. So, does anybody have questions of Jen? Or Brandy? If not, I'd entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Linda, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mike. Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Will note, Ron, that because you were online, you were not able to vote on the budget.
Understood.
And Suzanne.
Is Suzanne still present?
I am, and I understand.
Okay. Right.
I guess we could just do a voice vote.
For this one, you could do. it
Okay. Let's
For all members present.
do a voice vote.
Yeah,
Okay.
if that's comfortable.
Okay, both of, I've never done a voice. Is that just?
Voice vote?
Mhm.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item up is new business B, resolution 2025-12-09-03. Resolution to approve extension of contract with legal counsel. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a extension of our contracts with Ian. It's a $20,000 a year agreement in equal installments. I've been very happy with Ian over the years, and I recommend that you guys consider renewing the contract.
Any questions? If not, I'll take a motion for approval.
Move approval.
Andy, do we have a second?
Second.
Linda? Any further discussion? Roll call.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny. Aye. Linda,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Christine,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Kylie, aye, and Brooke.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. We have I think we have to do with new business item C. That's resolution 2025-12-09-04, resolution to approve contract for legislative services. So if I get this wrong, I'll let Jen or Ann interject. TAM Capital is now going to be part of Ice Miller. And how this was advertised and sent out to the board was with TAM Capital. So we would need to amend the resolution. At the agenda first, we need to amend the agenda. And then we'd also need to amend the resolution because they're now part of Ice Miller. Also, one of the things that we had a short meeting prior to this in regards to the contract, and Ann had a chance to look at it. So things that probably need to be worked out in regards to that overall. So it looks like it was their standard contract, and appreciate Ann getting to it as quickly as she did. So one of the things we'd also look for is that if we approve this today, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that we approve it contingent upon Ann and Ice Miller getting together to work out contractual terms to make sure that they're where they need to be as well. And then at that point, if it's the board's pleasure, the executive finance will look at it and sign off on it for the board. So it's board's pleasure there, but we would need to amend the agenda, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a motion to amend the agenda in regards to the contract for legislative services.
So moved. Second.
Christine, who was that?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Who did this?
Brooke.
Brooke, thank you. Okay. So you need a roll call on that?
Get a second.
I thought we had a second.
You did.
I didn't hear it.
Okay, just for confirmation, who is our first and who is our second?
Christine
Okay,
and Brooke. Okay, sorry.
they're fighting over it.
Okay, roll call.
Before we vote, I just had a couple of questions. Ice Miller is a big firm, and the question that came to mind immediately, and it may not be anything of consequence, but I was concerned about the potential for conflict. Ice Miller is going to have a lot of clients. Do you perceive, are you aware of any conflicts that might exist that between your representation of CIRTA and other of Ice Miller's clients?
No, so I'm actually, well, I'm a non-lawyer. They're bringing me in as a principal, so effectively I'm a partner. So all of our clients actually have already gone through their internal conflicts, if you will. We do not perceive any conflicts at this time, particularly with related to what's agreed to in the scope. If there were to be a situation, we obviously are duty bound to inform Jennifer and frankly the board as well. We do not anticipate any. You're pretty much in a unique space, I would lightly argue. I shouldn't say argue, but state. And we don't see any foreseeable conflict or a present conflict at all. At the same time, you see even in an agreement, I'm able to sign agreements. I'm also able to argue if there is one. And say, look, we've had a long-standing relationship with CIRTA, where I'm not walking away from that. So that's not going to occur, but I also have the ability to do that as well.
That was one of the,
it's a reasonable question. I would anticipate you ask it. So
good question, Larry. Do we have any other questions? Mike?
I'd assume that, I mean, the two of you seem to know the needs of CIRTA and have represented CIRTA from my experience on the board. I assume, Ice Miller has other resources, but are you two planning to remain the primary point of contact?
Absolutely. We're the primary points of contact. At the same time, though, I think you brought up a great point, though, as well, Mike, that if there are subjects that frankly, we have other additional resources, we'll bring that to bear as well. Very quickly as well. No additional cost. There's no skills, fee increases.
But yeah, we'll remain the main points of contact, and I think that's laid out in the contract as well.
Yeah, okay.
Those are good questions. Any other questions from the board? If not, we do have a motion on the table to amend the agenda. Jenny, want to take roll call on that?
Sure. Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Christine,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Kylie,
Aye.
and Brooke.
Aye.
Now we have to amend the agenda. We have to amend the resolution.
Where is the resolution?
And
the
resolution needs to be amended to not only read the contract as to who it's between, which is instead of TAM Capital, it's Ice Miller. But also it needs to basically state, unless the board doesn't want to do that, that it's contingent upon our council working with Patrick and Ice Miller to make sure that the terms of the contract sufficient for what we need, because there are things that we have to have in ours. And also that, if that's worked out, that, you give the power to the executive committee, with Ann's approval to go ahead and sign off on it, if you so deem that's appropriate. I think I got that stated correctly.
Are we passing this one still? Since this is the one that's being,
So we're gonna mark up this one.
When's our next meeting?
Our next meeting is in February.
Well, what I would suggest is we accept the contract with Ice Miller until our next meeting in January to give the two sides time to work out the contract. Then we can sign it today, and then we have a finite time to decide whether it's valid.
I have an additional question. What if Ice Miller itself, the company, wanted to replace Patrick?
You hear that?
Ron, I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand.
Okay. What if Ice Miller, the company itself, wanted, I don't say they ever do, what if they wanted to replace you? What would be our, how would we be held? Where would we end the contract?
Well, I think we designate the contract, it's gotta be those two.
Yeah, it has to be.
That sounds like it's already.
It has to be the two of us. I mean, we're frankly the folks signing the agreement as well, so.
Ron,
It's
to
stated as well.
reiterate your question, I want to make sure I fully understand your question. I think your question was, what would happen if Patrick and Abby did not work for Ice Miller? We would want to make sure we have some kind of protection in the contract that our legislative reps would only, our contracts would only be valid if it was Patrick and Abby working on the team. Is that correct?
Yeah, that if Ice Miller decided they wanted to replace them.
Correct. Okay. I understand.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Not that they ever would.
Okay, I'll just make a motion so we could properly discuss this. So I move to retain Ice Miller for lobbying purposes, having our two designated people within that lobbying service until our next board meeting under the same terms and conditions as our existing contract with TAM.
Any discussion on that?
I don't know if I have a second.
I'll second.
So we have a motion by Christine and a second by Mike. Correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's your
Destiny?
question.
No, I'm ready to open that for
Ann, do you have any comments back to us on this?
Does that work?
Now, is it impacted because we changed the scope? When you met with,
I think it's being impacted because of after further review of the contract that was sent over yesterday.
no, I meant if it's approved as TAM, what's currently in TAM's contract, does that?
That would be a question for Ice Miller, whether they accept it for the period of time, I would think.
Yeah, as long as Ice Miller's able to bill, I mean, under the terms of TAM, I think we're gonna be fine. And then Ann and I can sit down and finalize it. A lot of this stuff, I'm sure Ann's seen these things before, as well as Christine. It's effectively some boilerplate language, which I expect there's always modifications to.
Christine, you comfortable with that?
Well, no, it's what,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really Ice Miller whether they'd accept what I'm proposing for a period of time. Yeah, but it gets you a monthly payment, as I assume you're really, I mean, that's a continuity you need.
That's just a continuity issue. So I think we'll be fine and we'll do that in due haste, so.
And then if all goes good, we would come back in February and then approve the contract again as a resolution.
As revised or as negotiated.
I like that. Thank you, Christine. Any further discussion on Christine's motion?
I do want to present, well, let's say everything fizzles and that doesn't work. What's the alternative? Now we're in a contract with Ice Miller.
For a finite period of time.
Till February is what
Till
she's
February.
suggesting. And then February we'll be back collectively and all say they're a bunch of jerks and we couldn't get it done, or
And Patrick didn't say anything when we met
yippee,
and had coffee.
we have a whole.
I had no agreement.
It came together rather quickly
Rather
with
quickly with
session
slow session.
starting early, and it was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, because we need representation during session, and that covers us too.
Sure. And our intent is obviously to continue to represent CIRTA. I mean, that's without question. So, yeah, I apologize for the timing. This is not making life easier, particularly when we have session even today in committee hearings as well. A little unique.
Sorry, I mean, interrupt you. I guess kind of Destiny, to your point a little bit, I think that if it fell apart, we would then have to go seek services somewhere. Is that kind of what you're?
I'm wanting us to, yes, flesh that out and as a group before we go into February's meeting with what expectations.
I think the question though was that we finished this in January, so it's well in advance of your February meeting. I'm doing fine.
That's something you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, I mean,
So I want to make sure that we're getting our valid points in our discussions. Ian?
No, let me read the way I revised this resolution to make sure that Christine in particular, who made the motion, is comfortable with it, and all of you know, because it gets passed around for you to sign. So I started the changes in the third whereas the parties to the contract, CIRTA, and I struck TAM Capital Group and inserted ICE Miller, both agreed to enter into a two-month contract with the same designated, can't read my own handwriting, terms as the prior TAM Capital Group contract. And then therefore be it resolved that a 2-month extension of the original contract.
Does it have to be a 2-month or should it be to the date of the next CIRTA meeting?
Time certain. 2 months is fine.
that would take.
Or maybe 3. When's our meeting in Feb?
February 10th.
I do have concerns that we are a limited amount of board members because we don't have all of our positions filled and we could easily not make quorum in February.
The valid point. I think my recommendation would be if ICE Miller doesn't have a problem, to make it till like the end of March. That way there's enough leeway, time period wise.
Well, just, not to play devil's advocate, but if we don't meet again in March, so if we don't have quorum in February, the next scheduled meeting wouldn't be to April.
Okay.
I mean, obviously a special meeting could always be held if required and needed. But just to let everybody know.
I agree with Destiny. I don't like the deadline of possibly not making quorum in February.
And that's nothing on us. All the boards that deal with executive board members from government appointments are dealing with this right now, where we're all being held to quorum numbers and it's making business very hard. So I just want us to have the flexibility of snowy February and sickly, and we give ourselves that room.
So you're comfortable with February or you're?
No, I'm not comfortable with it.
Okay.
I would
So
do it.
you're more comfortable with Joe?
What is your
suggested
the next
be
time that we
to-
do?
Through April?
The next time that
I
we do.
think it should be done by then.
I'm okay with that.
Christine, are you okay with April?
I don't care. Or we could accept the renewal subject to a 30-day cancellation period. I mean, there's lots of ways to handle this.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put some pressure on getting it done, but understand the quorum issue.
Yeah.
Or we could give the executive committee the authority to continue it month to month until we make quorum.
Yeah, got it.
And as a member of the committee, I'm fine with that. If that's how you want to do it.
Okay. And
You can approve the annual amount subject to the executive committee working out the contract terms and subject to a 30-day cancellation. I mean,
I would like that because I, as a member of the executive committee, was not privy that any of this was going to be happening when I walked in this morning. So because of being a last minute conversation. So I would actually, as a member of that committee and knowing that Larry is, would be part of that discussion, I would like that.
Christine, is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, and do we
just
need
trying to get a solution
amend her
here.
resolution?
so Christine, would you like to amend your motion?
I'm so amend my motion as just stated.
It's the second.
Good luck.
Does the second accept your friendly amendment?
Yes. Second.
Need somebody else.
Resolution.
Yes, I need a new resolution.
Scroll up and.
There's that.
Sorry, folks, but I want to make sure that we get this right.
We apologize too. This is yours challenge.
So the Destiny knows, basically, Jim told me yesterday.
Yeah,
Correct,
I mean, we just learned of it and, immediately I contacted Anne and
I looked at it at 8 o'clock
sent
last night.
sent an email to the executive team and it's moving fast, right? So
Just stay tuned.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
And just, to be transparent, the concerns I have are that we had talked about what that contract looked like going forward because we have budgetary, issues that we see coming up the road. We have just other friction points that we have not necessarily had in the past. And I sat down with Jennifer and Patrick and we talked about these and what the way forward looks like. So I am uncomfortable now that this has been rehashed and I haven't even seen the contract. So that's why I'm throwing up a red flag and saying, can we maybe just slow our pace down a little? And can we please get some eyes on this while we work out the next couple months? And congratulations, Patrick, on being a principal at Ice Miller. That is a big deal. And we're glad you're bringing us along with you.
The scope is the same as we discussed. I think the terms and conditions are probably, which is a boilerplate piece, which I can probably anticipate some multiple areas. And so I'm happy to work with Ann through that. But the scope, costs, all those types of things, Abby and I still remain the same. We added to it for our conversation as well, and try to reflect that. The terms and conditions, as Zach really pointed out, are a lot of boilerplate.
Thank you.
It's good that we had the discussion. I want to make sure that we're all in agreement on this as close as can be. So. This is our AI right here.
I'm glad she's marking it up and not me.
Right.
Me too.
Good luck.
Whereas the parties to the contract, CIRTA and Ice Miller, both agreed to enter into a 1-year contract in a total amount of $42,000, subject to the contract terms being finalized with approval of the executive committee and subject to a 30-day written termination. Be it resolved that a 1-year extension of the written contract as above, which term will end on December 31st, 2026, is hereby approved.
I so move.
Okay, that's Destiny, right?
Yes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Christine? Any further discussion? Again, we'll need a roll call on that.
I need to find my roll call paper. All right. Jerry.
Aye.
Destiny.
Aye.
Linda.
Aye.
Larry.
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Christine.
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Ron.
Aye.
Suzanne.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Andrew.
Aye.
Colleen.
Aye.
And Brooke.
Aye.
And we're good on that, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you all for your patience, and for the very good discussion. Patrick, yeah, thank you. So,
Thank you. We apologize again. This came together faster than most as well, so.
stuff like that happens, so.
Yeah, but at the same time, we want to make sure Destiny's happy with me, so it's.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Next item up under new business is D, Resolution 2025-12-09-05, resolution to approve CIRTA's Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan. Jen and Phil.
Yes, so as a part of our triennial review findings, it was recommended by FTA that CIRTA would go ahead and create its own public transportation safety plan. So we formed a safety charter group, a committee, which composes of Amanda, myself, and Chris, in addition to two representatives from Go Express, our current vendor of the connectors, in addition to Karen with Sequoia, who oversees the My Freedom program. And we have included the safety plan in the packet. That is why it's so thick and appears we killed a tree. And then Philip, is there anything else, standard language, you would add to that?
There have been some minor formatting changes to the version that you have in your packet, primarily in the approval blocks. I think you covered everything that we actually had a version in 2020, but there were changes to the requirements since that time that came out in the audit. One of them was the creation of the formal creation of the safety committee. So that's the committee that Jen is for.
And the edits that Philip is referring to primarily and is just simply removing a section that requires every member to physically sign the plan. They already approved the plan in minutes, if that makes sense, due to timing of trying to get signatures from all 6 of those people that are located all over the place. We were just going to remove that section. So that was the edit from what you see. So nothing majorly different about the content of the plan itself.
As you noted, they formally approved the plan.
They did.
Yeah.
Yes. Are there any questions? This is a formality. After this meeting, I am required to, if the board approves the plan, I am required to send that board resolution in addition to the plan and a couple other things to FTA as a part of our corrective actions.
Any questions of Jen or Phil? If not, we take a motion for approval.
Make motion.
It's Joe. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Linda. Any further discussion? If not, Jen, roll call.
Jerry.
Aye.
Destiny. Aye. Linda.
Aye.
Larry.
Aye.
Don.
Aye.
Christine.
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Ron.
Aye.
Suzanne.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Andrew.
Aye.
Colleen.
Aye.
Brooke.
Aye.
Passes. Motion passes.
Thank you. Next item up is new business 3 is E, resolution 2025-12-09-06, resolution to approve contract for website support. Jim?
Yeah, so basically we went out to get 3 separate quotes from 3 separate website providers. We historically, the current provider we are working with is a firm. Their contract has typically been pretty flexible. It's been like a not to exceed contract. So moving into 2026, this is a resolution to actually approve a contract with a new vendor. The new vendor is actually Inspire Marketing. They are a local company here based out of Indianapolis for website support. The contract is not to exceed $14,000 a year. It's they had the best quote overall regarding what they provided. And we did reach out to get some references, and with those references, one of the companies was Taste of Indiana, which some of you guys might be familiar with here in the Indianapolis area. And they provided really good feedback regarding the company. So that is it for this one.
Does anybody have any questions of Jen? If not, take a motion for approval.
So moved.
Larry, with a second? Second by Don. Any further discussion? If not, Jen, roll call, please.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Christine, Joe,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
and Brooke.
Thank you. Next item up is 3F, Resolution 2025-12-09-07, resolution to approve American Structure Point contract. Jen?
Yeah, so
Do you want me to leave?
I don't think that's necessary. That's up to you though, whatever you feel most comfortable with. So this is a recommendation to approve a contract to keep American Structure Point and Philip on board with us for another calendar year. It would be a contract to not exceed $60,000 a year. Those are the current terms and conditions that this year pretty much contract is as well. And that line item was in the budget and requested as well financially for the 2026 year. Are there any questions? I've been very happy. Obviously, Amanda and I are very grateful, and Chris are very grateful for Philip's technical background and his skills and how he's been able to help the agency with things that we don't have the ability to do.
Any questions of Jen? Need a motion for approval of the second, please.
Move approval.
Andrew, do we have a second?
Second.
Destiny? Thank you. Okay. Any further discussion? If not, Jen, roll call, please.
Jerry,
Aye.
Destiny,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Christine,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Suzanne,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Kylie,
Aye.
Brooke.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next item up, sort of updates. Patrick? Abby?
Sure. Legislature's in session, if you haven't paid attention. They will have redistricting on a second reading vote today in the state Senate. Committee hearings are occurring as well. I do anticipate several different fixes to Senate Enrolled Act 1. When I say fix, don't get your hopes up. This is going to be marginal changes. It will help potentially some counties and some municipalities on potentially some pretty large projects. You do have a bill of interest that's at least been filed initially by Senator Foddy. While you may say, well, he's in the minority, well, Holman's been hearing some of his bills. He at least has been taking some of those issues that he brings up into consideration as well. The other piece is that anticipate, while Chairman Thompson is working on the couple items that he's looking to address in Senate Enrolled Act 1, that will be in the DLGF bill, will be Representative Craig Snow. We have not seen that language at this time. If there's anyone that needs a hearty holiday greetings, it's probably the attorneys at Legislative Services Agency with this kind of unprecedented 2 weeks here in December. You will see them coming back right after the first of the year. The session will end, frankly, by March 1st. That has already been publicly communicated multiple times. They will not be taking a halftime break as well, which sometimes they take a week, sometimes they take a couple days. This will be a pretty quick session. Some committee chairs are saying they're going to have one committee hearing on each half. So the need to get something squared away quickly is probably more paramount than ever on this issue as well. Abby, do you have anything to add as well?
No, I think you covered it. We've started Serta's track list and there's not a whole lot that we've had to add to it yet. That one bill we are tracking, it deals with the Central Indiana Public Transportation Lit. So not sure how much we'll really be involved in that, but we'll send it along for everyone's review like we do normally, at the end of the week, or well, today is, all my days are blurred together. It's Tuesday. We'll send it before the end of the week. That's far away. But we'll get all that squared away. Bills are dropping sometimes every day, sometimes it takes a couple days and they'll drop some more. So, as we see those, we'll send them along to Jennifer so she can ship them.
Anybody have questions of Patrick or Abby? Is there anything that you are hearing rumblings about that might pop up?
Anything and everything's possible. I think the action been taken out of the redistricting, to be frank.
Questions? Okay, we don't have any questions. Thank you very much. Mobility manager update, Amanda?
Yeah, so in October, we had 119 calls into CIRTA and we were able to refer people to 16 partnering organizations through the resources that we offer. November, 156 calls and referred 12 different people to different organizations as well. Ridership, I'm happy with where that's at. In October, Whitestown had 678 riders, where Plainfield hit over 3,110 riders for the month of October. November, Whitestown had 716, where Plainfield still nearing that 3,000, but 2,832. So Plainfield will meet in January. They just recently went through a whole process to look at their 5-year plan. And so one thing that they're meeting about their connector is still going great. I mean, you heard that, over 3,000 riders, but they've also been simultaneously doing that lift program that I mentioned to you guys that has been averaging about 2,000 people per month, but they cannot continue to financially sustain both at that level. So they're just looking at what are they going to do? Are they going to cut back a little bit on lift? What will that look like? So I'll have an update for you in February as far as how that meeting goes. Whitestown, really exciting thing that we did. I had the opportunity to go to their first HR roundtable in Boone County. The director of the Whitestown EIB, he did get me in contact with the person in charge of these HR roundtables, and she invited CIRTA to be the first presenter at this HR roundtable. He said that they wanted to focus on transportation for the first one, and so we had the floor. It was a full house. Every seat was full. The HR representatives were very engaged and lots of questions. We talked about barriers to transportation in Boone County, as well as, some best practices they have. And so it was really cool to hear FTIC talk about how they already partner with CIRTA and how that has been a huge resource for their employees. And so it was like, yes, we've got someone giving that positive feedback right there with those HR reps in the room. Sam went along with me, our outreach representative, and had a table. So we were able to give resources right there on the spot, answer a lot of questions. We got some great contacts that she didn't already have because we had them right there face to face with us. So that was wonderful and really great to kick that event off. We felt honored that they invited us. And that just shows the great relationship we have with Whitestown right now, that they invited us to be the first speaker as well and wanted us there. As far as My Freedom goes, when you look at the numbers, you can see it almost looks like it's going down. But if you remember, because the program has been so successful, we had to put some more parameters in the program to make sure that we control the spend on that, as well as make sure that we maintain an equitable program that we're able to offer that to more and more people. So that is still going well. It's just that we've been able to put some additional parameters in place to stretch that funding and stretch who we can serve with that. And then the last update I have for you, actually 2 more, but the County Connect pilot, things are still moving. probably seems very slow, but a lot of things happening behind the scenes. I just spent some time out in Hamilton County with their dispatch team, really making sure that I understand the ins and outs of Spare, the program that they use to schedule rides, because soon I'm going to be training. We've done some training already with our team at CIRTA, but since we don't have an admin to take those calls, we've got the whole team taking those calls. We really want to make sure that it could be that we don't know how busy it's going to be receiving the pilot calls, and maybe it's Jen or I that are filling in on the phones one day. And if maybe we haven't taken a call in a month, that we really have all the resources, the one pager that details if someone picks up the phone and gets that call, that we can do that successfully. Today, actually, I have a call with Suzanne and her lead dispatcher, as well as Ben from Hamilton County and his lead dispatcher. We're talking through some more ins and outs of logistics of, who's taking the call first and what makes the most sense. So lots of stuff happening. The MOUs are in the hands of Hamilton County, Hancock County, as well as Leo's. And so there's things happening behind the scenes, getting everything signed there. Everything is still moving just fine. It's just a matter of getting the actual signatures and finalizing those. Last thing that I wanted to mention is that very, very new, but we had a great call with Town of Brownsburg yesterday, Jen and Philip and I. They were in the past have reached out to us about a possible connector. And so it's just cool to see their engagement and that they're seeing what Whitestown and Plainfield are able to provide their community, and they're interested in that. So obviously something like that takes quite some time, but just neat to have that conversation and know that there's interest out there in additional communities.
Any questions of Amanda?
Just how's the Lafayette Square connection point going?
Yeah, really good question. That is going well. In the very beginning, we had some calls of people that were like, hey, I really liked it being at Traders Point, but overall that is going well. It is good to have that connection point. And actually, when we talked to Town of Brownsburg, Brownsburg, we told them that would be a good connecting point for them as well. So we're glad that we have that. We're glad that Indigo continues to be a great partner and lets us utilize that stop since there's a shelter there, and especially with the winter months. But no, good question. That's going great.
Any other questions? Amanda? It's a good question.
Thank you.
Questions? If not, thank you, Amanda. Next up, Executive Director's update, Jen.
Yeah, so to add to a little bit to what Amanda had to say, in addition to all of that, with when peak season was approaching and since the last board meeting, we did a mass outreach effort to Marion County staffing agencies, different organizations, just to make sure they had all the updated maps and stuff, and started a spreadsheet to make sure we can track that information for other changes in the future, things to that extent. Also very excited about the Brownsburg. It was a conversation with economic development in Brownsburg. So kind of next steps is going to be some feasibility studies, or we'll call it, I don't know if it's quite a feasibility study, but we're going to take a look at some data. They're going to provide us some pinpoints and some maps and stuff like that. And we're going to keep that conversation going with them to see what the options would be for a potential connector in Brownsburg.
Are they thinking about establishing an EID?
I think
It's
so.
themed that way.
They were themed that way, but again, it was just a conversation with their economic development director. So obviously a lot of decision-making goes into play into those.
We're asking a lot of questions though about how to get one started, what have been some best practices in the past. So we can infer they probably are hoping to go that direction.
So with that being said, some other updates I have for you. Very happy that all of our FTA triennial review audit items, besides what you guys just approved for the safety plan, has been sent to FTA and has been reviewed and accepted from them. So that is good. We have been working hard internally with the small team we have just to kind of look at our yearly checklist and making sure we have all our yearly training and different boxes checked to finish off the year on a positive note. So I'm feeling really good about that. Performance-wise, our team is still really doing an awesome job and really well from an outreach perspective. We've added 367 new commuters to our Commuter Connect database, placing us as of December 1st, which I'm sure we've crushed this already, with 23 profiles of our annual goal that we set for ourselves as a part of our strategic plan. So great job to the team for that. We currently, in our packet, you will see something that we used to do, but kind of stopped doing for whatever reason. I think it was just, and have now added back, is a listing of all of our van pools, basically including the counties and the details of where they are originating and going to, and parking, and what employers they are serving. So we technically have 13 active. 2 are kind of like taking a break right now, and we expect them hopefully to be back. So that would bring us up to 15, hopefully for 2026. And then we are getting closer to launching our new app that was approved earlier in the year. As a reminder, the app is going to help a couple different things. It's going to help commuters be able to access their emergency ride home benefit without having to print off paper vouchers, which is going to be critically important, especially, for example, if that, let's say there's an issue, an unexpected issue with somebody who rides the connector and they are standing outside waiting for the bus, and let's say the bus breaks down or something to that extent, and they're trying to go get their kid from daycare, and they need to go, instead of having to get back to their place of employment, print off a voucher, or wait for a cab, they can all do it like live right there. So it's just a way better customer experience situation. In addition to that, Chris has been really working hard to look at how we can integrate the app with our vendor enterprise for van pool services to kind of help streamline and support van pool growth as well. So those are some things. Hopefully, I would say I hope that we can see that app launch in the first quarter of next year. So more to come on that. Otherwise, I just wanted to mention as a reminder, partner contributions will be due at the end of February. I will be sending out reminders to everybody before the first of the year. And then really lastly, I just wanted to let everybody know, I sent this out via email previously, but all the 2026 board meeting dates and locations are in your packet for next year. So please take a look at that. And again, if anybody has any major conflicts, please let me know. And that's all I have for you right now. I hope everyone has a good holiday. Thank you all for being here today and for showing up for CIRTA and for us. And yeah, I wish you a good holiday.
Jennifer, I've got a question. How many open board positions do we have right now, and what are they?
Open?
Yeah.
We have 2 positions that are open from the governor's office. And we have a position open from the, sorry, let me read it. I want to read the terminology specifically. Basically, appointed by the 5 municipal executives acting jointly for the excluded cities and towns in Marion County. And also one for the appointed by the 4 largest participating municipalities not in Marion County. I can tell you we are really close to filling the position of the 4 largest participating municipalities outside of Marion County. Abby, myself, and Patrick have met with 3 out of the 4 decision makers for that. We are just waiting to meet with Mayor Fadness to hopefully then finalize that, and they're going to get a group text together and hopefully get that position filled. And then the governor's appointment, I'll let Abby speak on that.
So
those 2.
I spoke with the guy that oversees the appointments, Steve Carter, and he said they thought they were close on one of them. And then because we have quorum right now, that I think that's why it's not a huge priority, and that's not for CIRTA only, that's for all boards across. Kind of Destiny hinted at it earlier. It's really difficult right now. There's just
not moving on
They're
board
moving-
appointments. I
Yep.
mean, they're
They're not appointing.
they're not in the business of making board appointments. I mean, I'll say what probably Abby doesn't want to say. So, and it's just a difference of a political philosophy on that one right now, and CERT is not the only one. It's definitely a friction point for everybody.
No.
And so I mean, like that circles back with the conversations we were having earlier. I think we're starting to have to play a different ballgame, and our duty here is to make sure that CERTA continues to thrive. And that's not necessarily doing business at the State House and during a session limited to that, like we have before. We're having to have much more detailed conversations with our communities that are using our services because they're also feeling the pressure. That's when I said budgetary. It's not budgetary issues in a budget year at the session. It's what are they working with and can they even afford to keep being involved? And we just want to be able to anticipate that as best as we can moving forward from here, especially during, like I said, the change of landscape in this administration.
The full extent of SB1 is not totally felt yet.
No.
And it's gonna come, and
It's gonna
there's
get,
lots of discussions. Our county's already had a discussion about reduction in budgets, and they approved something that by March 1st, all department heads have to have their cuts in, or the council will make them for them. So, and that's anticipation. So, and it will vary, but all municipalities are, any municipality is gonna get hit. Not good. Any other discussion? If not, and we don't need a motion to adjourn, correct?
You can adjourn
Yeah.
by consensus.
Do we have a consensus to adjourn?
So moved. Yes.
Okay. Joy, safe holiday. Joy, thank you all.
Thank you.
Ron, good to see you, Suzanne as well.
All righty.
Ron, I'm good. I'm glad we could hear you.
Yeah.
It worked out.
I don't know what I did, but
It's okay.
Enjoy
Yeah.
the holidays, everyone.
all right. Take
Oh.
care.
Hey, Dawn,
And thank you very much.
that Golden Globe nominee